Thanks very much for joining me. Today, Labor has claimed the 77th seat in the House of Representatives with the re-election of Fiona in the seat of Gilmore. What that means is that the coalition failed to take a single seat from the Australian Labor Party at the election just finished, and it confirms indeed that Labor will be a majority government when Parliament resumes in July. Today our caucus has met and elected a front bench to serve in the forthcoming government that I am proud to lead. I want to go through with you the appointments which will be sworn in tomorrow morning. I would confirm that I was re-elected unopposed as leader of the Australian Labor Party and therefore will serve as Prime Minister. Richard Marles will be Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Defence. Penny Wong will be the Senate Leader and the Minister for Foreign Affairs. Don Farrell will be the Deputy Senate Leader, the Minister for Trade and Tourism and the Special Minister of State. Dr Jim Chalmers will be the Treasurer. Senator Katie Gallagher will be the Minister for Finance, the Minister for the Public Service and the Minister for Women. Tony Burke will be the Leader of the House, as well as being Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations and Minister for the Arts. Mark Butler will be the Deputy Leader of the House and Minister for Health and Aged Care. Chris Bowen will be the Minister for Climate Change and Energy. Tanya Plibersek will be the Minister for the Environment and Water. Catherine King will be the Minister for Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development and Local Government. Linda Burney will be the Minister for Indigenous Australians. Amanda Rishworth will be the Minister for Social Services. Bill Shorten will be the Minister for the NDIS and the Minister for Government Services. Mark Dreyfus, the Attorney General, as well as being the Cabinet Secretary. Brendan O'Connor will be the Minister for Skills and Training. Jason Clare will be the Minister for Education. Julie Collins, Minister for Housing, Minister for Homelessness and Minister for Small Business. Michelle Rowland will be the Minister for Communications. Madeleine King will be the Minister for Resources and the Minister for Northern Australia. Murray Watt enters Cabinet as the Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry and the Minister for Emergency Management. Ed Husick will be the Minister for Industry and Science, and Claire O'Neill enters the Cabinet as the Minister for Home Affairs and the Minister for Cyber Security. In the Outer Ministry, Matt Keogh will serve as the Minister for Veterans Affairs and the Minister for Defence Personnel. Pat Conroy will serve as the Minister for Defence Industry and the Minister for International Development and the Pacific. Stephen Jones will continue as the Assistant Treasurer in Government and the Minister for Financial Services. Andrew Giles will be the Minister for Immigration, Citizenship and Multicultural Affairs. Anne R. Lee will be the Minister for Early Childhood Education and the Minister for Youth. Annika Wells will be the Minister for Aged Care and the Minister for Sport. Christy McBain enters the ministry as the Minister for Regional Development, Local Government and Territories. As Assistant Ministers, Justine Elliott will serve as Assistant Minister for Social Services and the Assistant Minister for the Prevention of Family Violence. Matt Thistlethwaite will be the Assistant Minister for Defence, the Assistant Minister for Veterans Affairs and the Assistant Minister for the Republic. Dr Andrew Lee will serve as the Assistant Minister for Competition, Charities and Treasury. Patrick Gorman will serve as the Assistant Minister to the Prime Minister. Jenny McAllister as the Assistant Minister for Climate Change and Energy. Carol Brown as the Assistant Minister for Infrastructure and Transport. Jed Carney as the Assistant Minister for Health and Aged Care. Emma McBride as the Assistant Minister for Mental Health, the Assistant Minister for Rural and Regional Health. Senator Malarndirri McCarthy will be the Assistant Minister for Indigenous Australians and the Assistant Minister for Indigenous Health. Tim Ayres will serve as the Assistant Minister for Trade and the Assistant Minister for Manufacturing. Senator Anthony Chisholm will serve as the Assistant Minister for Education and the Assistant Minister for Regional Development, and Tim Watts will serve as the Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs. In addition to that, not in the ministry list, but Senator Pat Dodson, the father of reconciliation in Australia, will serve as the Special Envoy for Reconciliation and the implementation of the Uluru Statement from the Heart. This is a priority for the government, and Patrick Dodson will have responsibility, along with the Minister Linda Burney, for overseeing the Uluru Statement from the Heart as we move forward, particularly with our plan for a constitutional change, which will require a referendum, and we hope to put in place structures that allow for people across the Parliament to participate in that process, but also, importantly, for people out there in society, including the media. This is a change which is long overdue that we need to make. And I can't think of anyone better than Linda Burney as the Minister and Pat Dodson with that special responsibility to move forward. In addition to that, Senator Nita Green takes up the position of Special Envoy for the Great Barrier Reef, and Susan Templeman will serve as a Special Envoy for the Arts. This is an exciting team. It's a team which is overflowing, I think, with talent, with people who are absolutely committed to making a difference as ministers and assistant ministers in my government. This is the largest number of women who have ever served in an Australian cabinet, with 10 women in the cabinet. In addition to that, in terms of the ministry, there are 13 women in the ministry and 19 front benches. A record number in all three categories for women's representation in cabinet, in ministry and in front bench positions. We had a position whereby I think we have an overflow of talent on our side of the Parliament. I think that it's a mix of people who have served in the cabinet before. It is the most experienced incoming Labor government in our history since Federation. And I think that will augur well for how the government functions. We will have a swearing in tomorrow morning, first thing, and then I will convene a full ministry meeting tomorrow afternoon. On Thursday, there will be meetings of the National Security Committee and the Expenditure Review Committee. This is a government that has hit the ground running. This is a government that's determined to not waste a single day in office, to give Australia a government that is worthy of the courage, resilience and determination and compassion of the Australian people themselves. And I'm determined to lead that government.